My dad's pies are the best. The buttery short crust pastry, golden brown and crumbly. Today he's baking beef, red wine, mushroom and bacon pies. Look at that gravy too.
Hello everyone, making a wonderful pie today. Yep, it's pie day. Going to make some wonderful beef and red wine mushroom bacon pies, but first of all I need to seal the beef until it's nicely brown in the frying pan or in my wok with a little bit of butter. I'm going to seal it really well, and then I'm going to pop it in the pressure pot with some onions, some garlic and some herbs, along with some red wine. All the quantities and measurements will be in the description below, and some beef stock, followed by some pepper and some tomato paste. And once all the meat is nicely covered with liquid, we can then pop the lid on, bring it to pressure, and once it's reached pressure I'll give it about 20 minutes on a low setting. While that's doing, I'm going to fry some mushrooms and bacon till they're just cooked through, and once they're cooked I can reserve them and pop them in a bowl. Hopefully by now the beef is nice and tender in our pressure pot. There we are, let's have a little look. It looks fabulous. As you can imagine, the smell is fantastic too. And just to demonstrate how tender the beef is after 20 minutes, there we are, cutting it with the side of a fork, and it's rather lovely, effortless, and it breaks up. And at the same time, it hasn't gone to nothing, so we've still got some definition in those chunks of beef. I'm going to drain the beef or sieve it, get all the juices out, add a little bit of extra beef stock. Now I'm going to bring it to the boil, and I'm going to mix it, some flour and some water to a paste. Make sure all the lumps have gone. When that smooth paste is ready, we're going to add it to our boiling liquid, and we're going to turn this wonderful stock into a really luscious gravy. As we add the flour and water paste, quite slowly, we need to whisk. Stir at first and then whisk in later to get rid of any possible lumps. I'm now going to pop in a little bit of gravy browning to make it look a much more presentable, much more inviting colour. Makes it look much prettier when we cut that pie open to see the lovely brown gravy ooze out. Once it's come to the boil, I'm going to pop in some extra salt and pepper. Whisk that in. Beautiful, dark, rich, luscious gravy. Take it off the heat, and then there is the meat. We're going to add the mushrooms and bacon, and now we're going to mix the gravy in. And look at that. I'm going to just have a little look at this wonderful beef, onion, red wine bacon, herbs, garlic, beef stock pie filling. And this will be our pie filling. We'll need to pop this in the fridge for about 8 hours or even overnight. Okay, the next day I'm going to roll out the pastry, the base of my pastry. Don't forget the pastry's on my channel. Let's roll out the base, about 1/4 of an inch thick. There we are. Get the tin foil or aluminium pie foil container, pop the pastry in it, and then we're going to get another container and just gently press it in. Now we're going to go around the base with the thumb just to secure everything, and now I want to trim off my surplus pastry. And as I said, this is our pastry base, it's all ready. Now I'm going to do the lid. The lid wants to be a little bit thicker, so let's just say the lid's about 1/2 inch thick. Once that's done, we'll need to fill the base with that wonderful pie filling. Mine sat in my fridge overnight, so it's perfectly set, a nice consistency. Okay, we've filled the base nicely. I'm now going to pop some water around the rim of the pastry, which acts as a glue. Not a great deal, just enough to cover. Now on goes the lid, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways of decorating the top. So the first way, I'm going to trim the pastry around the outside, but I still need to leave about 1/2 inch of pastry over the rim of the container. And it doesn't have to be tidy, because we're going to tidy that up with the thumb technique. Here we are, the thumb and the index finger both crimping the edge of the pastry, almost forming a series of points in the pastry. Then we're going to tidy it up once again with the thumb and the index finger, And then it's going to resemble a classic sun shape. I always feel this shape pie resembles what I call a nursery rhyme pie. Classic shape. And I've just popped the leaf on there with a little bit of water. And now I'm going to do a more simple pattern with the side of the fork. And as you can see, we're pressing the fork in at an acute angle, not head on. And when we trim the outside of the pastry off, this will look really quite tidy. This is probably more consistent with the commercial mass-produced pies. They have machines that do this, so I'm just doing this really gently and carefully so we get a nice tidy result at the end. There we are, a couple of holes in there, and that is probably a more common way of finishing a pie off. A meat pie, that is. Now I'm going to paint it with some egg, nice rich egg yolk, paint it all over so that it comes out of the oven beautifully golden brown. There we are. I'm not just a pie man, I'm also a painter. Okay, now I'm going to finish the crust with a little bit of salt and pepper, and they're going to go in the oven for about 45 minutes. Look at that. They've come out and they look fantastic. I'm going to show you how nicely cooked the base of the pie is. Don't forget all the temperatures and times and durations will be in the description below. Obviously oven times are going to vary according to different models of oven. We've cut the pie open and look at that. Look at those chunks of beef that have just emerged. They've come out of the pie. They're hot, they're steaming, they're tender, sitting in that gravy. Beef, red wine, bacon and mushroom pie. Thank you very, very much. And thank you very much for watching today. If you've enjoyed it, would you mind please subscribing, share, liking, and if you want to find out about my next video, please press the notification bell. This is Chef Archie Pie, sending everyone my love, best wishes. I'll see you all again very, very soon.